guys. So we're gonna talk a little bit about fashion. I've actually been trying to film this like 5 times because I want to actually be like concise and not ramble and just be able to like timestamp it for you. And then I keep going off into something else, and then it doesn't tie back in seamlessly to the next point, and then I'm just like, that's not what I want to do. So hopefully this time I can do it the way I want to do it and go to bed because I decided to film this after midnight. Don't well, my sleep schedule was already messed up, so like that's not important. But fashion on YouTube is the topic. So fashion is my favorite content to make. It is also my favorite content to watch. I don't enjoy like the cleanup of making the fashion content, but also it's autumn. Autumn is the best time to make fashion content because it's not too hot, it's not too cold. Sometimes you still get warm days, you can do shorts. Sometimes, it's a little breezy, you get your trench coats. Like, it is just the best time for fashion, in all honesty. Even though I love summer, I'm a summer baby. You know, sweat is not a friend to fashion. It's not. Now, the content specifically on YouTube, it's a little finicky because obviously there's the luxury content where it's very focused on the high end, and sometimes it's nice, but a lot of people, if I'm watching luxury, I don't want a disclaimer. That turns me off from your channel immediately, to be honest, because I read the title and so did everybody else. I know some people in the comments are awful, unfortunately, because I actually really like reading comments. But yeah, I like hauls. I like watching people go to shop. I don't like when they fill the video with music. I want to know what the game plan is. I want to hear your thought process while you're looking at the products. And also, some people, I don't like their taste in music. So so there's that. It's a pretty simple thing. Whereas also the algorithm, particularly towards luxury, they push a lot of white and Asian women, which is fine. I watch, some of them are great, but I want to see my girls. And if I watch one video that is not a Black woman in the luxury space, my entire home feed after that for like a week is white and Asian. And that's fine if there are also Black women on there. And it's gotten better, but it takes a lot of work to fill my feed with the creators, but it's also, I want it to fill with creators that I go back to or I've watched more than once, and then trying to find creators again, because I'm not going to subscribe right away off of one video, because I'll inevitably end up not watching videos and then have to unsubscribe and things like that, which I've done on and off. And it's like, if I unsubscribe, then how am I going to get more on my feed because I think, oh, you don't like this type? And it's a little annoying. It's just, I wish the algorithm was more, was Black people friendly. Because also, like, I would have an easier time pushing my videos out if I just left my hair straight all the time. I would. Like, it's the truth. But also, luxury videos for Black people, they push very specific videos. They push a lot of dupe videos, and I'm not looking for dupes. Like, some people, if that's what they want to watch, that's great. But I don't want to watch dupe content for the most part. I don't want disclaimers. If I'm watching luxury, I want to watch you spending your money. Sometimes I like the informative content, like Fashion Roadman, because he has a background in journalism. He is a journalist, and he reviews the runway shows. Cassie Thorpe, she does the shopping vlogs, she does the hauls, she does the trend reports, she does, in my opinion videos, and it's all very, like, it's nice. Those are my vibes. I watch Lily. She's spending money. That's what I want to see. Spending money unabashedly. Just, if you got it and you're showing it, that's what I want to see. But also at the same time, there's a concern because, robberies are going up. The algorithm will start bringing people that it seems like they don't actually use their things. And even just the algorithm from across the pond, it shows a lot of girls in Britain. Like, I follow Amelia, she's in Ireland. I don't get a lot of Irish people on my feed. I get a couple from Australia. No, I think like 1 or 2 from Australia come across my feed, like Mel. But like not really anywhere else. Like, where are the African girlies? I don't know. I haven't seen a Canada girly in a while. I don't think any South American women have come across my feed. Maybe like once or twice. I feel like I'm rambling again, which is not what I wanted. We're gonna move into personal style because it was pointed out. I think it was the Chloe show. The whole front row had on the same Chloe shoe, and it wasn't even like a variety of Chloe shoes. It was the same. There were two styles, but it was mainly the one style of shoe that they were all wearing. And some girls in their contracts apparently have to wear the exact look as it is on the runway. So not only are you stifling individuality of style, you're stifling interpretation of your own brand. Because yes, you want your brand to have its own aesthetic, but you're not even leaving room to style multiple pieces because you just want this one outfit. And not everybody looks good in that one outfit. So, it's just like, where's the thought process? Because even on red carpets, and you watch people analyze, and they'll be like, oh yes, this look hitting, and it's like, it actually doesn't fit. But that's where the style being subjective comes into play, because oversized is a style. Does it always look good? No. Sometimes your head looks tiny. But I didn't spend the money, so it's not really that deep. But for fashion, I would assume like fashion houses would want you to buy more products, so you wouldn't just want you to do the one look as it is, since they want you to shop multiple areas across the board. But who knows? But who knows? Because also sometimes it might be a stylist choosing, and if you don't have an idea of what you like, having a stylist may not work well for you. Because y'all remember that conspiracy going around the entire internet that Margot Robbie's stylist hated her until she changed stylists for the Barbie movie? Like, that was a real thing. But she had the same stylist as Dakota Johnson, and Dakota Johnson always looked really good. So it's kind of just like, did the stylist really want to sabotage Margot? Or did Margot's style not align, and therefore when they came together, it just didn't work? It's just like, you want the individuality, and like sometimes even if someone else doesn't think it looks good and you like it, it doesn't matter. Now, when people are reporting on it, I do think they should be a little more focused on the fit and how it flows with the event, because sometimes looks are very much not our taste, but they fit the event and they fit the person they're on well. Most of the time it doesn't fit that well. So that's not like the biggest thing. But also, like, one of the good things is when you see people pull archive pieces. Well, archive pieces that are intact to be pulled, because we had a dilemma with that. Secondhand fashion is getting out of hand, because some people assume that because it's old, they can overcharge. If it has a hole in it, why do you want $600? If it's not a natural fabric, if it's polyester and not silk, why do you want $600? And like, because I like to collect like vintage negligees and peignoirs and things like that, and some of them are brand. Like this one's Del Renta. I have mainly Dior ones, but sometimes it's not even a set. They'll just be selling a robe, and they want over $600 for it. And I've seen a few. They have moth holes and actual rips in them and stains. A lot of them have like a couple like spots, which isn't a big deal. If maybe the lace is a little frayed at some points, like, okay. But for not a set, not in great condition, it's used, first of all, but only like a nightgown. That means they were sweating and fucking. Why do you want $600? And it's not even silk? I don't get it. 1930s doesn't mean $600. Because I know then money and today's money is more. But you have to think accordingly for the market. Because, yeah, you have to pay for inflation. But so do we. And if we're going to pay, we're looking for quality. So, I mean, some people have no problem letting it sit until somebody is willing to pay that. Because like some of these things are worth, like if it's silk and, you know, embroidered and things like that, it's gonna be worth it. And name brand things are worth more because it is the name. We all know you're paying for the name. Some of these designers are deceased. I think it sounded like I almost called the designers. It was like on the verge. It sounded like diners, but like on the verge of dinosaurs. Anyway, because part of the issue with it anyway is the overproduction. Every single fashion house, almost every single fashion house, could benefit from slower production. Because, you know, the top houses, they're upping the price to price people out because they want certain clientele. If you're not producing at a certain rate, you inevitably shrink your clientele because, you know, they have plenty of people that already buy and they have their personal shoppers and they hold things for these people anyway. You do the show, and so there's people always get first dibs. You automatically are lowering your clientele. So it's just kind of like, because by this point these houses should be doing a little better. I know, you know, finances apparently are not the strongest thing in fashion, even though it's a $1 billion industry, which tells you what people do with their money. I mean, you know, the people, you know, the manual labor is not what makes the money. But producing less would work better, especially until we get like a handle on, you know, the reduce, reuse, recycle of what we already have. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes, you know, I'd be in a mood and I'm just like, oh yeah, these are things are cute. These are things like, oh, I wanted this when I was a kid, and I get it home, and, you know, I wear it. I don't wear it often, or, you know, it's just like, I could have not gotten that, you know, not bought these 3 pieces and then got this one really nice vintage one. I'm guilty. We all do it. But I don't control the top shows. So designers have even said that, you know, doing less shows would be more beneficial. I think it was Olivier for Balmain. He was talking about, you know, allowing time to be creative and not just pushing out the shows allows you to do better. And we've seen when he's had longer periods of time to create, the shows look so much better. Like the shows are fine. You know, he's a good creator, but they do look better when he's given time. And because even these giant fashion houses, some of these shows are mid, especially with all the changes in the creative directors, because some of these houses don't necessarily look like the original house coding. And some of them are, you know, going back to certain house codes. Like, you know, we've seen different changes with Burberry recently. And just all around, because the creative designer wants to put their essence into it. And it's like, that's great. It's your essence because you're the designer, but you're designing for a house that is not of your name. So could I see the house, please? I'm honestly interested in what's gonna continue happening with all the creative director changes, because they're directors, we know they make money for the house, but it's just like, it's not really what we want to see. But, you know, bottom line is they're making the money, so do they really care about the creative? So then it's like, okay, you just got to turn to vintage. But then you got the seller that's like, oh, this is however many years old. Let me upcharge by 5, even though it's got a hole in it. So yeah. But I mean, I've been doing fashion content the entire time I've been online. It's been on my lookbook. It's been on my blog. My previous blog from Blogspot before I moved it over to my own. But becoming like niche is just like, I need variety, but I want my opinion also to be taken seriously. So it's just like, so yeah. Still, you're just gonna hear from me about fashion when you hear from me about fashion. But what specifically do you guys like about fashion content on YouTube? Because shorts aren't that conducive. On YouTube Shorts, the 1 minute is a little restrictive for fashion content, because you really got to make sure you're hitting that mark. It's a little bit easier like on an Instagram reel. But yeah, what kind of fashion content do you guys really like to see? Because hauls kind of create the overconsumptionism, but hauls are also like nice, and it's nice to see it all at once and just especially if you do like to see luxury as like, oh yeah, spending of the money, I want to see it. But also like me personally, I shop sporadically, so it's just like and I like to collect things, and I can't collect things at one collection at a time, so I'm very slow to collect. My favorite avenues in fashion are jewelry and shoes, which I guess you could technically fall into accessories, but that is fashion. But also I don't want to just do shoe content in particular, because it invites the foot fetish people, and like they're very nice and complimentary because that's what they like, but it can be a little creepy. Like just being honest, it can be a little creepy. Um, like I said, some of you are very nice, some of you are creepy. But maybe I'll do a little bit more of that. And then jewelry wise, I just forget all the time, because I said I was gonna do just like post like when I'm doing like a daily, if I'm going out, just like posting with my jewelry, and it just slips my mind to go get my camera to do a good angle, which I should probably do. I will take a picture of my hands from this. I will do that. But yeah, let me know what you guys' favorite fashion content is, so we can compare and contrast notes in the comments. Or maybe what I'll do like community posts, like, hey, what do you guys think about these? That might be a little bit more fun. It's much more interactive than when I do fashion content on the blog. And we can be like, oh, what do you think about this, whatever it is, because some things are weird in fashion. um, so yeah, go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell, and I will see you guys next time.